Hello and welcome to WealthyTrades.com. My name is Tyson Clayton and I want to take the next few minutes to go over the 4 steps of a successful trade. Let me start out by telling a little backstory. About 2 years ago, I was in front of a group of educated, experienced traders and investors. And I put up a chart, much like the chart that you are seeing now on your screen. And I asked them to define and tell me what the trend is on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. And then once they get their answer, to come up on the board and write either an up arrow, down arrow, or sideways. By the end of the exercise, I could tell you right now that there is absolutely no way we could have made an educated decision on a trading opportunity. What I mean by that is we had a group of 20 educated and experienced traders and investors in a room. And about 50% of them said it's up. 30% of them said it's down, and 20% of them said it's sideways. Pretty much on every time frame, daily, weekly, and monthly. And my point is as a professional trader and investor, there's absolutely no way I can form a decision or a logical, educated plan based on that information. And that's the problem that a lot of traders run into, is they enter the market and they have absolutely no clue what their plan for that day, that week, or that month is going to be. So that leads me to step number 1. Step number 1, and it's probably by far the most important step, and all 4 steps are important, is to have a bias. You have to understand the overall direction that you should be trading in for that day, week, or month. There's 3 biases a trader or investor can have. You can be a buyer or be bullish. You can be a seller or bearish, or you can be neutral. Maybe stay in cash or do a hedge trade or a pairs trade. But you have to have some type of bias before you enter any single trade. That is the number 1 rule in the 4 steps of a successful trade. With WealthyTrades.com, we help you very systematically and very easily get this bias every day, week, or month. And we do this with the dashboard. Let me show you the process that I use on a day, week, and month basis. I use this tool every single time I look to place a trade. Every single time that I want to check off the box in step number 1, this is the tool I use. My eyes first go to the dashboard at WealthyTrades.com. I then want to understand what the market trend quality is. This is the overall gauge of the direction that the market is moving in. If the arrow is up, it tells me that the market and the overall trend, the bias I should have for the next day, week, or month, should be to the upside. That's great. Now I can check off step number 1. But Wealthy Trades takes it further than that. Just because the market's moving up doesn't mean every sector is a great sector. Well, for example, if you're a swing trader or a longer-term investor, imagine having a bullish bias over in late 2014 into 2015, and you think that you're going to be buying energy stocks. Well, that wasn't a good idea. So if I just trade off of the market trend, and I don't go any further than that, then I may be picking the wrong sectors to trade in and picking the wrong stocks, which ultimately cost me money. So WealthyTrades.com believes in what we call a drill down analysis. Okay, so once I have step number 1 accomplished, which is get my directional bias for the day, then I can drill into the best sectors and the best stocks within those sectors to help me make better decisions. But before I go on to step number 2, let me explain the bias a little more and how I, as a professional trader, use the Wealthy Trades tools to increase my odds and give me a better chance of success in the bias that I'm going in. Because not all uptrends or downtrends are created equally. What you'll see on WealthyTrades.com is you'll see there is always a trend. I said that there's 3 different biases a trader can have. You can be bullish or be a buyer. You can be a seller or bearish, or you can be neutral, so bullish, bearish, or neutral. But you won't see that on the market trend quality score. You'll either see up or down. Down will look like that. So where does the neutral bias come in? Well, I use the quality, the trend quality score on the Wealthy Trades dashboard to help me gauge my bias. So here's what I do. For example, today, the market is moving up. I can very quickly see that within this calculation, Out of the 501 stocks, 77.8% of those are moving in the direction of this arrow, so up, based on the pivot trend analysis that Wealthy Trades performs every single day, week, and month. The next step I do, so I say, okay, great, my bias, if I were just using that, needs to be to the upside. But how do I know that the quality of this uptrend is still good, or it's remained intact? That is what the trend quality score does. This is an extremely powerful tool, probably one of the most powerful tools that the Wealthy Trades team has created. It takes a combination of their HPP, which is the historical performance percentage, the levels that they say a stock or the market or a sector should move in. How many of those levels, how many of those stocks within the market, so out of the 501 that are, or out of the 77.8% that are moving in an uptrend, how many of those are continuing to hit their upside levels, their HPP levels? And then it takes the percentage, the historical percentage rate for the upcoming period, and it adds that. And that's how we get the trend quality score. So it helps me define if the quality of that uptrend is one that I should participate in. So let me recap that and say, step number one, I need to get a bias. That bias is either bullish, bearish, or neutral. I start with the Wealthy Trades dashboard. My eyes go right to the market trend quality. And as I see, I need to have a bullish bias. But should I just blindly buy stocks? No, I should make sure that that uptrend, that current uptrend, is a quality uptrend for the upcoming day, week, or month. I do that by the trend quality score. And right now, the trend quality score is 55.1%. Anything over 50% indicates a quality trend. Therefore, you should be confident to trade in the direction of the trend if you have a trend quality score above 50%. So in this case, the market's moving up, trend quality is above 50%. Therefore, we need to have a bias to the upside. That is step number one. In the next video, I'm going to explain step number two in using more of the Wealthy Trades drill down analysis.